What up, fam? Good morning. It is the first thing in the morning and I just wanted to get started with a bang. I've got my coffee right here, so please don't roast my bottom teeth. I know, they're a different color. I'm gonna do kind of a dewy holiday look. Like, I want to do a really nice kind of like clean, light face of makeup and then go for like a look on the eye. And last night I posted on YouTube, on my community tab, and on Instagram and asked you guys for like questions for a Q&A because you guys ask me so many questions on my videos and I suck at getting to all of them and I feel bad, and so I'm always just like, guys, if there's anything I've left out, you know, let me know. And actually a question that popped up more often than I would have thought was actually like how I got started on YouTube. So we're gonna talk about that today, in between me talking about putting makeup on my face, and maybe even some kind of like tips and some things that I've learned along the way. I have done videos about that before, but bygones. Let's go ahead and zoom in and, you know, make me look like I exist. Woo. So I'll be honest, you guys, I had a different video filmed for today. It was a full face of forgotten favorites and it came out so crazy high coverage. I was like, this doesn't look like me, this doesn't feel like me. I didn't like the way that it turned out. Even though like it was a really fun video to film, it just didn't feel like advice I would want to give on putting on makeup. So primer, rose water spray, sounds good to me. So I am today going to be using the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation again because I was wearing it for a while and then I got hooked on a couple other really great foundations. I got really hooked on the Kosas and I just kind of like had this one downstairs and not with the rest of my makeup stuff, and so I kind of hadn't been wearing it. It is such an awesome foundation for kind of a happy medium, right? Where you end up with that dewy finish that's really easy to build cream products on top of if you want to, but it still gives you kind of a nice amount of blurring. I'm getting this mole removed today on my face. I know that seems weird, but it drives me crazy. It only cropped up in like the last couple of years. I think if you like watched really, really old videos of mine, it wouldn't even be there, and I think that that's unfair. So I'm turning back the hands of time on that. And this little bugger just like refuses to heal. I don't know what's going on with her. I already look better. Let's drink some more coffee. So I'm gonna go in with my Glossier Stretch Concealer underneath my eyes. And we are gonna use the Wowder today because I do want to powder this down a little bit because we're gonna build a look on top of it. I want to do an eye look, and in order, I feel like to do an eye look, like a really event-y eye look, you have to, I don't know, have a little bit of like a clean slate around your eyes. Going in with my big fat Thrive brush here. Wowder is so awesome because everybody always asks me, they're like, you know, what's better, Wowder or Thrive? What's better, Wowder or Becca? Like, Wowder is something all its own. Wowder doesn't mattify your makeup, it just sets it. And so it definitely doesn't have like this like long wear staying power. It's extremely skin finish, it's so beautiful, and when you hit it with a finishing spray, it just absolutely disappears into your skin. It's awesome. Plus it makes everything just kind of chill down so that I can put a powder product on top and it won't disturb all the stuff underneath. So I'm not going to draw my brows in today, but I am going to go ahead and do one coat of the Glossier Boy Brow. I found that like putting this on first makes a big difference in how I do my eye makeup. I feel like I have to do less eyeshadow because my eyebrows already have a presence. Even though I was already penciling them in, I feel like this is just such a more finished look, and then I do like a second coat after that. So how did I get started on YouTube? I got started on YouTube as like a fangirl, basically, and I've always watched aspirational content, which is so dangerous. I was watching all of like the perfect YouTubers. You know, I was probably 25, and I mean, I was watching like Grace Helbig, who I would not necessarily, I love her, but I would not necessarily like, you know, describe her as like an aspirational YouTuber. She would probably say, wow, that's a really nice way to put that. I'm sorry, I keep scratching under my nose, so I need to reconceal here. Mainly Bethany Moda, but like, you know, Ava Gutowski and, you know, the big YouTubers that were just kind of getting shoved in my face. Like, I watched Bethany Moda because I just thought that her entire concept was really interesting. I was like, this girl's just sitting in her bedroom, like putting on makeup and she's not really that good at it. And she knew that. I'm not like, throwing shade. She had, millions of subscribers, and then you just started to see all these Bethany Moda knockoffs. I was a huge Bethany Moda fan, and you know what? I still am. She has really come back on her channel. She's probably like 23 now? So I am gonna go for like a powder bronzer here, and then we're gonna do a cream blush. I started out being like a big fan of YouTube, and I feel like that didn't really reach a lot of my friends, even just me watching YouTube. And so it's really hard for me when I had finally watched so many videos that I was like, all right, I could do this. And I think that was why I was watching Bethany Moda, and I was like, she's not that good at this. Or like Amy Katowski, her early videos, man, she was kind of a hot mess. Like, she always kind of like cut corners, and you could tell. And I remember being like, these girls aren't really perfect. And I mean, obviously. And it occurred to me, I was like, if I want to do this, I'm going to wish I started a year ago. So I'm just going to start. But unfortunately, me watching all of these YouTubers, like getting started by watching very aspirational YouTubers, it felt like watching the Disney Channel or something, like everything was too perfect. It really tainted my view of what I was supposed to be like when I got on camera. And so it took me a really long time to just be myself talking into a camera. It was really, really hard because I would watch myself back and I'd be like, what are you doing? That doesn't even sound like you. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm going in with the Drop the Hat Super Shock Cheek from ColourPop. This is just absolutely one of the most underrated products to me. It's so gorgeous, and I'm putting it on with just a damp sponge. So I really feel like YouTube evolved past a lot of that stuff, and it took me a little longer to evolve past it because Lord knows your girl's got a perfectionist complex, and so I just always wanted everything to be really, really perfect. And my way of coping with that was that I would kind of drink while I was making videos, and I totally don't knock that. It kind of helped me get out of my shell a little bit, but the way that I kind of grew into my YouTube channel was definitely like a circuitous path. I have always gotten really into health, and so I thought that, maybe I should chart my health journey on my channel. And at the time I was suffering from so many like skin conditions and stomach conditions, and I was generally just kind of miserable and didn't know why, like physically. And I made my channel about that for a while, and then I was, raw vegan for a while, and I was talking about a lot of the stuff that I still talk about and that I'm still interested in, that was all, just about like advice and self-help and things like that. But I never really landed on a schedule. I never really landed on one topic that I wanted to focus on. And so I never wanted to focus on makeup in the beginning because it was such an expensive thing to do. And it still is an expensive thing to do, but I fell in love with Tati. And I fell in love with Jackie Aina. And, yes, they're big YouTubers, and, so lots of people know about them. But I've been watching Jackie Aina for a really, really long time. Since she's been doing all those, viral end-of-the-year videos where she was trends we need to leave behind. They're always so stinking funny. And I would always post them on my Facebook and stuff. I was like, I don't know who this girl is, but she's hilarious. Yeah, we're gonna use the Upgrade Highlighter from PYT. It's just, I keep talking about it, and I haven't actually, used it more than once on camera, so we're gonna use it today. But yeah, I was very heavily just influenced all the time, which is kind of not the point. I had a hard time, and I still have a hard time going off the beaten path. And I have a hard time, that's my doggo, trusting my instincts. Even though, I know who I want to be in my regular everyday life, I always think that's not gonna sell well, Well, that's a little too much, isn't it? And so I'm always just because I come from a marketing background. I come from a digital marketing background, and I always have these voices in the back of my head that are no, people aren't gonna like that. That's not gonna be good in Google results, things like that. It's very personally confrontational to have to see yourself on camera all the time. And I mean, I got my teeth done for that reason. Not just because I was watching myself on camera all the time, but I hated my teeth. I hated them so much. And they were really, really unhealthy. and they were all like ground down in the back, and I still need to get the bottom ones done because they're still ground down and there's still like 8 fillings down there. But people coming for me in that video was so funny. They're just like, you should never get veneers unless your teeth are like rotting. And I was like, how many cavities do you want me to have? Like, how short do you want my front teeth to be? Yeah, a lot of the decisions that I've made have had to do with kind of questionable, like, you know, is this really a positive mental exercise for me? Being on camera all the time, focusing on beauty all the time, especially because I came from the beauty industry to begin with. I came from being a hairstylist. I'm going to try a new product today. This I actually dug out from under my sink when I was cleaning out underneath my sink in my last vlog. This is from the brand LOC, L-O-C. I think this came in my Pedivore box, which would mean it was clean beauty. It might have come in my Birchbox, in which case I have no idea. But it's a small company, I don't know, but it's a really, really beautiful liquid eyeshadow. And we're gonna try and make this work today. But yeah, I've also done some really stupid things on YouTube. I think in the beginning when I, you know, wanted to take it seriously but wasn't taking it seriously enough, I bought subscribers. Like in the very beginning. Like I had like 200 subscribers and I bought like 200 subscribers. And let me tell you, there is nothing more joyless than fake subscribers. It is the saddest, most empty feeling in the world. I was, you know, all about the algorithm. I was like, I'm gonna game this algorithm and I'm gonna get my videos into rotation by, you know, buying views or buying subscribers. And the videos that I bought views on got shut down. Like YouTube was like, no, no. You know, they say that technically because they sell advertising on their platform, like you can pay to promote a YouTube video, that they can't technically tell you you can't pay somebody to watch your videos, but if they think that it's a bot, then, you know, then they'll ding you. And all the companies claim that they're not bots, but who the hell knows? Yeah, so I made that mistake very early on. And I was just like, wow, this is so sad. It's like, I thought that this was going to be like a shortcut to feeling better, but it's not. So that was one mistake. I also paid to promote my videos. And I mean, that's totally legit. Again, I came from a background of digital advertising, and so that wasn't like completely out of the realm of possibility, but things that you don't know when you're first starting out. YouTube, as soon as you pay to promote a video, they no longer put it in organic results because they're like, well, if you're willing to pay for it, we are not going to stop you. So, yeah, you kind of cut your nose off to spite your face. I would say that one of the biggest turning points for me was when Glossier found me. They found me when I had, like, you guys, like 1,500 subscribers. It was so unexpected. Okay, so I don't know how I feel about that. I think that I tried to make this work and it looks okay, but I don't know. It needs some light. So I'm just gonna go into my PYT palette here and go into our base shade and just kind of clean up a little bit. So when Glossier found me, they reached out and they were just like, hey, can you make this little video for your like homepage or whatever, and you know, introduce yourself and say kind of what you do. They have since retired that format, so now you go to the website, it's just like, you know, some pictures of me. But I started to see small amounts of money come in. And not only that, I realized like how important it is to people that their makeup kind of match their needs, because there's so much stuff like at Sephora and everybody's just like inundated with makeup, and Glossier was doing something different. And everyone clamored for it. And I was like, wow, this is a huge deal. Like, this is different. This is different for a reason. All right, so I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna go for a really easy eye look today. We're gonna go in the Natasha Denona Gold palette. I'm just gonna use like 2 colors out of here. So I'm starting with this brown, and then we're gonna go with gold on the lid. I started to really like value my place in the YouTube world at that point, where I was like, okay, time to start taking this seriously, because it was an interesting kind of amount of attention that I hadn't gotten before. And I realized, like, you know, coming from the makeup or the beauty industry, when I was doing hair, I always felt very like boxed in. I was like, you know, everybody wants me to look a certain way, and I don't fit into this aesthetic or these values, this value system, and I just really felt out of place for the most part when I was, you know, pressured to look a certain way doing hair. And so then I found this kind of pocket of the beauty industry in Glossier and in the culture around it and all the other, like the rep program. We actually have a Slack channel for the rep program, and so like I can go in there and talk to other reps about everything. These girls are like, you know, 18 or older than me. Like they span like lifestyles and careers and ages and races and, you know, areas of the country. Or areas of the world, really. It's awesome. And so I just started to learn so much more about this really cool kind of like, it started out kind of as a youth culture, but this like no makeup, like, you know, loving the skin you're in kind of culture, instead of just like not wearing makeup, which is what I was doing as kind of my rebellion. And I really fell in love with that. And so, yes, I have wanted to learn. Actually, that's really pretty. We're just gonna do a little highlight with that gold. Yeah, I like that on top of that liquid eyeshadow. And so I have wanted to kind of, I mean, I'm not going to say I've always just like known who I was and never strayed from that path on YouTube, because, you know, I watch Tati or I watch Jackie Aina, who I, you know, still love and value their opinions on things, and I'm just like tantalized by all this makeup that they put on their faces. I'm always just like, wow, guys, like, you make it look so easy, you make it look so good, I'm gonna buy that, you know? And then I do, and I'm just like, oh, this is still not me. Like, not to say that, you know, all this beautiful makeup it doesn't serve a purpose in my life, but, you know, I always joke that Jackie Aina uses like 3 concealers, like, in one face of makeup, and, you know, she looks gorgeous when she's done, she looks gorgeous when she starts, let's be real. But, like, you know, and then Tati's always like, oh, more is more. I kind of, you know, that doesn't really fit into my life. So this is not a very deep eye look. There's not a lot of like shadow here, but there is going to be a good bit of light. So I'm just going back into the PYT palette with my finger here and gonna go on my brow bone, blend that. See how that just kind of brings light into the look, makes it look finished without really, I don't know, it's kind of an undetectable little detail, but I find that with me, when I play with things that are right in my skin tone, things can get kind of muddy looking, and so I have to kind of pull the light out where I can without like going full drama on my eyes. I don't want a lot of drama on my eyes today. As usual, I want more blush. That's kind of been my evolution on YouTube. I went from being really obsessed with perfection to kind of rebelling against that. All right, gonna throw on a little bit of mascara. Oh, where did Thrive enter into all of that? Good segue, Khaki. Thrive, if you guys, you know, don't feel like following the rabbit hole of all of my Thrive videos, the way that I got connected with Thrive as such a small creator was that, you know, I bought their mascara right when it came out. And so I am still, like, the top result on Google for videos for the Thrive mascara. And that video sucks. It's terrible. I don't even demonstrate putting the product on. But, you know, I leave it there because it serves a purpose, and people can, like, you know, a lot of people have found me through that video. Started using, like, one person commented, she's like, look, this stuff's really expensive, at least let us buy through your referral code that, you know, anybody could get on the website, just a $10 off referral code, and, you know, at least you'll make some money out of it. And I was like, okay, and, or some credit, I guess, on the website. So I did that, and I put my link up, and then that video went absolutely apeshit. I mean, for me. Doesn't even have like 100,000 views or anything, but like what ended up happening is that my inbox got completely full of $10 off coupons that could only be used 1 per order. And so I had this like inbox full of thousands of dollars worth of discounts that I couldn't use. So I tried to combine them, and I tried to combine them with free shipping, and basically I just got really frustrated, and one of my Friday Favorite Sales and Finds videos, I just talked about it. I just kind of vented about it, and I called it My Issue with Thrive Cosmetics, which was dramatic. That was a dramatic title, let's be real. Hang on, I have to change my battery pack. I was also being kind of like pressured, not in a bad way, but I was getting a lot of suggestions from people to just bite the bullet and try more Thrive stuff because they were really interested in the brand, but it's very expensive. And so, you know, can you try this and let us know what to buy and what not to buy? And so I really bit the bullet. I spent like $400 that I did not have on Thrive products and just did like a full face. This was before they had a CC cream or anything like that. It was just like, you know, blushes and bronzers and eyeshadows and things like that. And I caught Carissa's attention and she wrote me an email one day. And I had basically been posting on Twitter like how hilarious it was that I had so many of these referral coupons that I couldn't use. Like I honestly just like wanted them to turn the damn code off, like just stop. Because it was so silly. It was like every single day. It was like, you know, you just scored $10 from Thrive Cosmetics, and there would be like 100 of them in my inbox. And I couldn't use any of them, and it was just kind of mocking me. Eventually, you know, they said, we don't have an affiliate program, but we will like make you an unofficial affiliate, basically. And they, you know, worked up a deal that was really, really great, where, you know, I got this kind of like permanent 15% off coupon. Well, more recently, it got abused. It was, you know, being circulated on all of the bargain websites. Basically, people who had never even heard of me were using my code, and that kind of defeats the purpose because it was, you know, always supposed to be just my own referral. And so they changed our code to be a lot more like safe for the company. So it's 10% off now, and it's only for first orders, and I think you have to hit like a minimum order value of like $50 before tax. So I mean, it completely, I'll be totally honest, it totally like blindsided me, but I completely understand where they're coming from. So those have been that, like Luscious Cosmetics reached out to me when I did a video for them. And so I've really gained my affiliate partnerships in a very organic way. Okay, and finally on my lips, I'm going to go in with the Glossier Generation G in Leo. And this is going to give this like a fall look. And there is a full video of me swatching all 6 of these on my channel, so if you're interested. So that's like a really lightweight face that's still very like autumn. I enjoy that greatly. We still got some highlight, we still got some eye going, but nothing crazy. It's a lot of brows, a lot of lashes, a little bit of lip. I'm gonna give it a little spray with my all-nighter. And I feel like we've found kind of a new groove. I would say that one thing that I'm really surprised about is that people want to watch my vlogs. A lot of the ideas that I came up with in the beginning of my channel that didn't like make me go viral, I then categorized in my brain as like things that don't work. And now that I've got a little bit of a subscriber base, like a true subscriber base, like we're on our way to 10,000 right now, like that's real numbers, I can start kind of retrying a lot of the things that I originally wanted to do that I kind of wrote off and dismissed because I was like, you know, this didn't work. This didn't make me a millionaire overnight, you know, like that's just not how YouTube works. And yes, there are people who quote unquote like get lucky and lightning strikes on YouTube, but it is so much more the exception than the rule. And, you know, God bless those people. They're very, very lucky. Being a creator on YouTube is more than just, you know, working towards making money. And I think that that was like originally why I started, like in the very, very beginning. I was like, Bethany Mode is so rich. I could do this, like, you know, somewhere in the back of my head. But very quickly it became this thing where I was like, this is a creative calling, and I feel this like urge to shout into the void. And I would try and quit because I was like, I'm not successful. I don't deserve this, and just like lots of negative self-talk. The engagement was so awesome. Like I loved the people who I was talking to, and I just found that like there was a greater than the sum of its parts kind of purpose to me being on YouTube. And so it's become this thing that started out like with my husband kind of being like, why are your lights sitting out? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you putting your life on the internet? Or even my family was just kind of like, oh, that's cute. Like, they were always really supportive, because my sister started out as an influencer too. She's, you know, far past that now, but I mean, she had a blog for like 11 years or something that was very, very successful. And so she's always kind of my rock when I'm just like, oh, she's just like, this is how these things go. You know, you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and stuff like that. Her advice has always been really, really helpful in these situations. But yeah, so like my family was really understanding, but my husband was not. And then, you know, he started to see me become more and more independent and go through struggles, go through really negative, like waves, like tsunamis of negative comments, and then also like lots and lots of appreciation and these really cool kind of like validating moments. And he's like, this is legit, this is real, like you've built something. And he's, you know, become very, very supportive of it. And so I love where I am now. I love my YouTube channel. I love kind of how I'm becoming more able to get on here and feel comfortable just being myself. And it's so funny because I would have said a year ago, oh, I'm so being myself. Yeah, I'm definitely being myself. I think I become more and more myself on camera the longer I do this, and the more I get to engage with you guys. That is actually my favorite part. I remember there's like a Q&A a long time ago that Leanne did, where she said, you know, somebody said, what's your favorite part of YouTube? And she says, honestly, the moment I upload and then you guys start commenting and I get to talk to you. And I was just like, that is so cool. Because at the time I didn't have enough of a following that I was getting that. And I mean, I wasn't getting a lot of comments at all. And now I totally get it. I totally get it. It's really, really cool. And it's not an ego thing. It's not like a, wow, you guys are really interested in me kind of thing. Like, that's, you either have that weird personality trait or you don't. I don't. It's more so like, holy crap, these people are all over the friggin' world. We're all here right now. And we're all just kind of talking because we have one thing in common. And it is that we kind of happened across this video. And to me, that's just mind-blowing. It's really, 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 really cool. So I think you guys are all really, 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 really cool. And my channel, although it's taken 4 years, it took really like, you know, 3 years for me to even start taking it seriously. And it's taken like 4+ years to kind of get where I am right now. I don't think I could have done it any other way. If there's anything that I have learned as like one big takeaway, it's that I probably could have been more myself the entire time. But again, I don't think that I could have done that without kind of like running myself through my own ringer and like kicking all of the tires to figure out kind of what was gonna work for me and what wasn't. So, wow. I was going into this Get Ready With Me and I had really no idea what I was gonna be talking about. I just kind of knew I wanted to experiment with like a low-key gold eye and I wanted to finish with this lip color. But I'm really happy with where the conversation went. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you have got some, at least in America, vacation time planned for next week. I'm going to be filming ahead because we are going on vacation. We're going to be doing a handful of videos that probably don't involve putting much makeup on my face because I'm getting this mole removed today. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. Would love it if you did. To all of my new folks, welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to leave me any other questions below this video because I am going to be doing like a full-fledged Q&A next week, so let me know. And especially because if you're new, you probably like have questions and you don't want to go back and watch all of my videos. I totally understand, so let me know. And thank you guys for watching. I love you, and I will see you in the next one.